First, we're going to create a generic user interface for our QuizMaker app. Feel free to be creative and add more to this, but this is just a generic, get you started user interface. First, I'm going to grab an image, and since it's the only image, I don't need to rename it. Next, I'm going to add a label. And notice how I'm putting the label underneath the image. This label is going to be one of two labels, so I'm going to rename it because this label is the question label. This is where the question is going to go. So I'm going to leave in the word label. I'm going to backspace out the 1. I'm going to add the word question because this is the question label. So label question, and there it is. Now, for the label question, I'm going to change some of the properties of the label question and of image 1. So let me go back to image 1. Sorry about that. And I want to make the height for the image. I'm just going to make the height 50%, and I'm going to make the width fill the parent. So again, the height is 50%. The width fills the parent. Right now, there's not going to be any picture there, but I'm also going to click on this scale picture to fit, so that even if it's a huge picture, it comes in and it goes to the right spot. For the question, for the label question, I'm going to change the text properties a little bit to make it just a little bit bigger. I'm going to make the font size 16, and I'm going to set this height just to be a little bit more. I'm going to make it 10% so that I can fit 2 lines of text. Then I'm going to test fitting 2 lines of text by saying something creative like, your question will go here, but make sure it's not too long. And then notice how it doesn't wrap unless I go to width, fill parent, and now notice how it's wrapping. I can also center it if I want so that my question goes in there, and again, it's not too long and kind of fits the section nicely. The next thing I want to add is the text box. This is where the user is going to put their answer. So I'm going to throw down a text box, and the user is going to have to click inside of here and put in their answer. And so I'm going to, and it's my only text box, so I'm going to leave it, but I am going to make the width fill the parent so that it's there. There'll be a blinking icon in it. Hopefully they'll figure out to type their answer right there. The next thing I'm going to add is just a label that lets the user know if they're right or wrong. So I'm going to put that underneath here. And because they don't know if they're right or wrong yet, I'm going to leave it blank. And for now, I'm going to rename it to label. I'll just call it like label correct. And again, they don't know if they're right or wrong yet, but I'm just going to leave it blank there, and it's not going to have anything. But eventually, I could put text and a prompt there if they get it wrong, like wrong or something like that. But I'm going to leave that in there. And then the next thing I'm going to add is 2 more buttons, a button 1. And a button 2. This button 1, I'm going to rename the button submit. So this button is going to be to submit the name. Again, I backspace off of the 1 there, and then change the name to button submit in camel case. Here I'm going to just write the word submit and just kind of make it look all cool like that. There we go. And then button 2, I'm going to rename that button IDK for I don't know. So if the user doesn't know the answer, they don't get stuck there, or it just gives them a chance to move on to the next question. I don't know. And now I have a button I don't know. I'm going to make my submit button fill the parent. With fill the parent, and I'm going to make the button I don't know fill the parent. So now I have those buttons. Filling the parent just so it kind of looks fancy like that. So right here we have created our user interface, our generic user interface for the QuizMaker app. Again, feel free to modify colors, style, fonts, whatever to make it look cool, but keep in mind you want to fit all of these items onto the screen.